It's so great to snatch some time from you and get to talk about your products, your company, yourself. I love the shirt, by the way. The shirt is making me feel like I'm in the wrong spot right now. I think it's more fun wherever you are.
Yesterday, I had an actual egg white shirt on, ready for the meeting. And then today I'm going, well, I don't know if we're going to do the meeting today or not.
All right, so let's jump in. I know people can go to your webpage and read all about it, but it's not the same as talking to you in person. So explain to people what an egg white is when they purchase it from you.
Well, since 1999, we're the only egg white in the world solely designed to drink. Now, you can drink any pasteurized egg white safely, but a lot of the grocery store egg whites have preservatives and whipping agents and onion powders to help make angel food cakes and meringues. So they're gonna cause bloating. They're gonna cause excess gas. They're gonna taste like you're drinking an egg because they're not designed to drink. They have a 7 to 10 day shelf life, and they're great for cooking. Our product has a 6-month shelf life with no whipping agents, no preservatives, no onion powders, no excess bloating, double filtered to be smooth like water or milk. So a lot of our customers, like people who are coffee drinkers, will take a cup of our egg whites, throw in some cold brew coffee with some French vanilla, and have iced coffee for breakfast. And they're literally eating a dozen eggs for breakfast in a morning coffee.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And the other thing a lot of people don't know is that because of the process we use, we're the highest rated protein by the United States government Feingold Organization for Children's Nutrition. So it helps children with ADD, ADHD, severe food allergies, night terrors, and studies in autism. So you can take a half a cup of egg whites, mix it with a half a cup of milk, and pour it over the kids' cereal in the morning, and they don't have a clue they're eating 5 eggs for breakfast. You can put it in their chocolate milk, put it in their orange juice, put it in anything you want, and it helps parents get protein in their kids that are picky eaters that won't eat protein.
Understood. That's I didn't know that. That's really amazing. So what made you choose, of all things, egg whites? Like, why would you do that? Why?
Well, for years, the supplement industry has been under a federal investigation for having no regulations on supplemental proteins. So a lot of the protein powders that are coming in from China and overseas, 90% of these protein powders have 5 heavy metals in them. Everything from tungsten, lead, mercury, arsenic, and cadmium. So long-term use of these protein powders is causing pancreatitis, liver problems, kidney problems, and other digestive issues. But bodybuilders for years have been trying to eat 5, 6, 7, 8 meals a day, but because they don't have time to eat all those meals, they're looking for ways to shortcut the meal by going to a supplement. So they go to a protein powder. Well, when we came on the market back in 1999, we're going, well, what if you could drink a meal and it's not a supplement? So if you got a really good, high quality, gold standard, grass-fed whey protein, the best powder ever made, if it has no heavy metals in it and it has a completely accurate label, is still called a chemically engineered food. So the maximum absorption rate your body can break down is only about 70% for 2.5 hours of muscle support, and then it's still an incomplete protein. So that means you're getting 70 cents on your dollar on the best product ever made, and it stops working in 2.5 hours. Where with liquid egg whites, as opposed to a powdered egg white, because it's all natural, real food, you're getting 100% bioavailable protein, 5 hours of muscle support, and it's a complete protein with your entire essential amino acid profile. So it makes it the perfect protein to take right before you go to bed in place of casein, because it's rebuilding and repairing muscle tissue while you're sleeping, and it's staying with you for 5 hours instead of 2.5 hours.
Wow, I gotcha. So tell us, how did it come to be that you seem to be the person who sponsors everybody? No, but you're always there, Mac, and we appreciate it. How is that possible
absolutely.
that you can do this so much?
Well, a lot of people, when they're sponsoring athletes, they're usually looking for the guys that have 10 million followers, and they're sponsoring those people. Well, we decided to create this thing called an egg team, which allows anybody who's who's a competitor to become a sponsored athlete based on what they want to do with it. If they just want, I mean, at the very least, we're going to give them special VIP egg team discounts on their product. We're going to give them all free clothing. We're going to take really good care of them. We're going to give them a social media link where if they want to post in social media, they can earn up to 12 to 15% commission on everything they talk about in their social media. They can refer a friend to me and I'll pay them 10 to 20 bucks for just sending the friend over when they order the egg whites. They're wearing the clothing. If they do a post in social media and somebody sees them wearing the clothing, they say, hey, I saw Yvonne's post. They're going to make money on somebody they don't even know was watching the post. So the athletes that are on our egg team get out of it whatever they want to put into it. So right. unlike our true sponsored athlete that's required to do so many posts and so many shows and so many things, we don't require you to do anything. If you want to make money, do it. If you don't want to make money, you just want cheap egg whites and free clothes, just sit on butt and don't do nothing. So you can still be a sponsored athlete. Just right. If you want something, if you want to get all the perks that the big pros get out of it, then send me some business and you'll get exactly what they're getting. You know? Go.
That's amazing. And yes, this is definitely what Lorraine and I both, talk about how can we do things to help promote them more and help, get them more attention. And yeah, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing for the sport. I definitely appreciate it all. And that's why I wanted to just see if I could get you on and be like, let's talk to you and see what's going on. So anything new and exciting happening near you?
Well, for the past year, the United States has been dealing with a bird flu that killed over 58 million chickens in the United States. And when people are going to the grocery store, they're paying $10 for a dozen eggs because if they can even get eggs, a lot of stores like Costco and whatnot were rationing eggs when they had them, but then they just didn't have them. So the industry, a lot of egg farms went out of business, and we had to raise our price pretty significantly just to survive this bird flu. And now that egg prices are starting to come down, then our prices will come down accordingly. But it's just all based on when they give it to me cheaper, I give it to them cheaper. But fortunately, we have a lot of very loyal customers that even despite the fact that we had to raise our price, we have literally been 70% cheaper than buying eggs in the store. So when they're buying eggs in the store and cage-free eggs for 10 bucks a dozen, we're landing them on their doorstep for like $2.85 a dozen. So, and that's even with a price increase. So we've made it very beneficial so that it didn't affect our business, didn't really hurt the customers too much. I mean, you got a few people that are on a budget that just can't afford to spend 10 bucks for a dozen eggs. Right. So they start looking for alternative sources. The problem is with the pandemic, all the protein supplements went up as well. So protein powders skyrocketed. So everything has just gotten more expensive. And so we're just happy to kind of get things back in line. We started doing a lot with Amazon, and we're like the number one rated product in our category as far as ratings for Amazon. We're the number one rated protein on bodybuilding.com. But we just kind of, we'd like to do the shows like for you guys and give all your athletes a $50 gift certificate for just competing in the show. Whether they win or lose, they're going to get $50 of free egg whites. It's just a matter of them taking advantage of it.
Right.
And so we do all kinds of stuff to help these athletes out. And by drinking the egg whites, or even if they cook them, I mean, they can still throw the egg whites in a frying pan. Yep. The problem is when you cook an egg, you lose about 12% of the protein. So you're denaturing the protein.
Oh.
And there's only so many eggs a week you're going to eat, As a matter of fact, back in 1999, along with helping people to get away from protein powders, one of the original plans was how to get an average bodybuilder to stop having to crack and separate a dozen eggs every morning and a dozen eggs every night. So how do we do that work for them?
Right.
So by creating a gallon of egg whites, coincidentally, it holds 14 dozen eggs. So it holds 7 days worth for an average bodybuilder. That's 14 dozen eggs they don't have to crack. And so now when they're drinking the egg whites, they're getting 12% more protein because when you cook it, you're losing 12%. And by drinking it now, it's real food and it's 100% absorbable. So what a lot of our customers notice in 30 days time is that their fingernails are growing faster. Their hair is thicker and shinier. Their skin's smoother and tighter because all of this comes from real food protein. And it's great for their kids because their kids are developing faster, and it's more of a protein for brain food, so they're focused better in school. That's why it helps kids with ADD and ADHD.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. I love it.
So,
it's all
tons
good.
and tons of information, man. I tell you
Yes.
what, there's so much more out there. You wouldn't have any idea all the crazy stuff you can do with the egg whites.
Well, I know that people use them in everything. And like you said, since they're in liquid form, you make it very simple, very easy for people just to whip up stuff. And that's one of the hardest things is meal prepping. So the convenience that you're offering definitely, I'm sure, is loved by those people for sure. I know like you said, it may seem to somebody who's, takes maybe 2 eggs a day, like, well, you're only breaking 2 eggs. Okay, well, how about if you have to eat 12? Or more? It's like, so yes, anything that cuts down on the time of it, it's like, yeah, it's a true savings right there, if nothing else across the board. And then if you can mix it into other things, like you said, you're on your way. Shake it up and keep it moving. So I love that.
And, you know, what's funny is 80% of our clients are actually people trying to lose weight. And when I talk to a client and I ask them how many eggs a week they would eat if they ate a lot of eggs, they said, oh, I might eat, 8 or 10 eggs a week. And I says, well, if you drink this 8-ounce cup of egg whites in the morning with your cold coffee, and then you drink another 8 ounces right before you go to bed, you can mix it in almond milk, chocolate milk, margarita mix, whatever flavor you want to put in it. In a week's time, my average 120-pound chick with 2 kids is eating 14 dozen eggs and not eating a single egg because it's just protein drinks.
Look at that. Look at that. You found a way around it. I love it. So, again, I wanted to say so much thank you, and thank you for your patience and the rescheduling and everything. Thank you for helping us support our athletes. Just thank you for starting Egg Whites International. Just thank you for being you, sir.
Oh, thank you. And tell any of your competitors or your competitors, if they mention this video or just mention your show, call in to join our egg team. We'll hook them up with those free clothing and with those discounts and get them taken care of.
Oh, that's so nice. We appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. Of course, everybody knows Egg White International. You should be able to find it. Just go out there, and we'll definitely post, your little snippets all through it so people can find you. Not that they can't find you. And again, from the bottom of our hearts, Yvonne and Lorraine, thank you, because we appreciate
it's a
all
pleasure.
that you do, sir.
Thank you
Thanks
so very
again.
much. I'm glad to be a part of it.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Have a nice holiday weekend.
Oh, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.